We'd always fight. He'd always hit me and cheat on me and all that.
So he was physically abusive to you?
Yes, Jim. Like, I didn't think anything was gonna happen. I mean, because I never knew Kyle would just get out of nowhere and hit somebody like that.
Have you ever dated Michael?
We've never dated, but we've always had a thing for each other.
Do you know where the bleach came from?
No.
Meet 13-year-old Amber Wright, who devised a deadly plan with 4 other teenagers and manipulated them to take a life. The detectives here had no idea they were about to stumble on a pretty sadistic plot.
And we heard another door just fly open, and we just heard gunshot after gunshot after gunshot.
Bam, bam, bam. Mike sitting there laying bullets into him.
So you saw Mike Bargo shoot Seath?
Yes, ma'am.
On April 17, 2011, Seath received an unexpected text message from Amber. What seemed like a simple conversation soon spiraled into a web of deceit and betrayal, which would go so deep that not a single trace of Seath's body remained. But while all the 3 other teenagers were busy covering their tracks, it was 15-year-old Kyle, Amber's very own brother, who revealed something shocking to his mother, Tracy. What he told her left her with no choice but to bring him straight to the police.
I'm Detective Stewart. How are you doing today? Nice to meet you too. Your name is Tracy?
Yes.
And you must be Kyle.
Yes, ma'am.
The first thing I want to ask you is, do you know where Seath's body is right now? Do you know where it's at?
Well, he was, Mike was talking about somewhere by Gander Mountain, there's a rock quarry. He that's where it possibly could be, over there by Gander Mountain.
Okay.
I don't know where it's located, I've never heard of it over there.
So you weren't there when that happened?
No, ma'am, I was at work yesterday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's start back with, tell me the story that you told your mom and start from the beginning, okay?
Okay. A couple days before the incident, probably it was about Friday, somewhere around there.
Maybe Friday.
Seath and a couple kids, they wanted to come out and fight Mike, and Mike wanted to come out there because supposedly he had a warrant out for his arrest or something like that. I don't know the case being.
Seath and a couple other kids, like who's the other?
I really don't know the other two kids that was with him. I just know Seath. They were on bikes. They were in front of Charlie's house. And
Charlie, whose house?
Charlie, the girl that's in the room there, that had the green shirt on. Her.
Okay.
And she owns the house, I guess. Or whatever.
Okay, so they're out in front of Charlie's house on bikes.
And they kept on calling Amber, my sister's phone, blowing it up and stuff like that. But Mike wanted to go out there and fight, and then a couple days later, Sunday night or whatever, I guess Seath wanted to talk to my sister. I don't know. I was going to sleep or whatever, because I had to go to work the next day. And I really wasn't paying attention. Well, they come back to the house.
Who's they?
My sister, Amber, and Charlie. And up the road or whatever, I don't know. And then I'm still laying down. They come in the house, and about, I guess, like an hour or so later on, Seath come to the house. And I don't like the kid completely because he has put his hands on my sister. Okay? And he come in.
I understand. Now, was your sister, no, I don't know if I got this right. Was she dating Seath at one time and then dating Mike?
No.
Okay, so Mike Bargo is a family friend.
Yeah.
And he has a problem with Seath because of the same thing you do, that he's put his hands on. Okay.
But I wasn't going to go out and do that. But he come in, and I come out Mike's room, and I see him, so I pick up a stick that was in the...
Now, you came out of Mike's room, so Mike stays with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike Bargo stays at your house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Charlie's house. I've only been there for... Yeah, I was only there for a week.
Charlie, you, and Mike all live in the same house?
And Roach, there's another... I don't know his real name, they call him Roach.
Justin Soto.
Justin Soto, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The people he just mentioned, Amber, the one who you saw before, and Charlie, would soon be questioned, and their story as a whole would add up to the bigger picture, thus revealing to the detective what became of Seath Jackson.
And I hit him over the head with the stick.
Who'd you hit?
Seath.
Okay.
And he was in the chair, and I got in the kitchen. I said, now get the fuck out the house. And then all of a sudden I hear bam, bam, bam. Mike sitting or laying bullets into him.
So you saw Mike Bargo shoot Seth?
Yes, ma'am. And he grabbed the body, put it into the bathtub, and then he was talking about how he was gonna burn it, and then there was a rock quarry over here by Gander Mountain or whatever, and he was gonna jump the ashes or whatever into the rock quarry.
Okay.
And that's what
So he was going to go burn the body and then take the ashes and put them in the rock quarry. Did he ever tell you where he burnt the body?
In the burn barrel at that house, because how I know this.
Oh, wait a second. At the burn barrel at Charlie's
it's not
house?
a burn barrel, it's a burn pit.
Oh, a burn pit.
And we never, and I was in the house, I seen the body, and he put it in like a bag or whatever, like a sleeping bag. He went into, because they were in the room, Charlie's room in the bathroom, because they heard the gunshots. They went in there when I grabbed the stick and I went to hit him.
Mm-hmm. So as soon as Mike Bargo shot him, you went out the door?
Yes, ma'am. Man, like he grabbed, I don't know, like I come in there and he was pulling him out the back door.
Here, Kyle has revealed the horrors he witnessed. And now we turn to Charlie and Amber's testimonies, the ones who claim to be mere bystanders. This is 18-year-old Charlie Eli and 15-year-old Amber Wright. Both were together in the same room where the horror unfolded. We'll play their interrogations side by side because these two played a major role, and you're about to find out why.
How
are you?
Good. About
Good.
to go crazy.
About to go crazy?
Yeah, I can't. Room with all.
Okay. Well, we don't need that. I'm Detective Bill with the Sheriff's Office.
Charlie.
Charlie? What's your last name, Charlie?
Ely.
Understand that we had a deputy bring you down here because of what may have happened with Seth, okay? There's an investigation that we're going to investigate. Are you clear with that? Okay. At this point, you're not in any trouble or anything like that, okay? Just want to make that clear to you. Okay. All right. Well, we'll take it slow. I'm in no rush. But I do definitely need you to be honest with me. I need to hear your side of the story.
Yes, sir.
And pretty much just give you the floor. You've already explained to me why you think, why you're here. Okay?
I know why I'm here.
Explain to me why you're here. And be honest with me. Totally truthful. Hold your head up.
Okay, Sunday night, Sunday night, Amber and I walked up because her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, was Seth, and they wanted to work things out, so we met him up.
This is Sunday night?
Yes, sir. At 58th Court, it was approximately 9:30.
So you met him on the corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
They talked.
What corner did you guys meet him on?
I think it's 58th Court. I want to say that's what it is.
And who all met there?
Me, Amber, and Seth. No one else was around, nothing.
Okay. What happened after that?
They were talking and,
So Amber and Seth were talking?
Mm-hmm. Amber wanted me to go along because she was scared. I mean, it was dark and everything. She didn't want to go by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So she went up there. We both went up there, and they wanted to try to work things out. And they were there for about 30, 45 minutes tops. And then he and his mom got in an argument, and he just stormed off. So when he stormed off, we went back to my house. And about an hour later, he came to my house.
So about 30 to 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Much of what she says is going to match with Amber until she makes one small mistake.
Okay, I just need you to tell me the story, and let's start with the other night. I understand that you and Charlie went to another neighborhood or went down the street. Tell me how this all comes about.
Well, me and him were already talking on the phone.
Me and him.
Seth.
Okay, you and Seth. Did Seth call you or did you call Seth?
Well, he had called me a couple days before that, and I didn't answer.
Okay.
So I called him that night.
And you and Seth, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay? You two had a relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Was he, how was your relationship with him?
Not the best.
Tell me why you say not the best.
We'd always fight. He'd always hit me and cheat on me and all that kind of
So he was physically abusive to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Who all knew that?
Me, Charlie, my brother,
Okay, so Kyle knew about it. Did Mike know about it?
possibly.
Was there a lot of people in the neighborhood just that ran around with you guys that knew this?
Yeah.
Because your mom, I understand, knew it.
Mhm.
Okay. So Seth had called you a few days before.
Mhm.
You called him back, and what day was that? Today's Tuesday.
I think it was Sunday night.
Sunday night?
It was the night that this all happened.
Okay, so you called Seth, and what did Seth say?
Well, it started off, I was like, hey, I know you called me the other day and I didn't answer, but you wanted to make up. So do you want to make up or like try and be friends or something because I'm sorry for everything? And he was like, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea for the both of us because we're both tired of fighting with each other. But we just wanted to stop the drama.
Okay. So were you guys going to get back together as a couple?
No, we were just going to try and be friends.
Okay.
Because we were friends before we ever dated.
Okay.
We were really close.
Okay.
And he was like, well, you should walk down here. And I was like, well, if I walk down there, I'm not walking alone because it's too dark, so can my friend Charlie come?
Uh-huh.
And he was like, sure, I guess.
Where was
Okay, so you guys went down there and talked?
We were talking for maybe like not even 30 minutes.
Okay.
And his mom, I guess, texted him. And I was like, who are you texting? I thought we were talking. And he was like, my mom told me either right now or never. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess they started arguing, whatever. And then he looked at me. He's like,
Arguing with his mom through
Yes.
text?
and
Okay.
I guess he called her or whatever. I didn't want to get in it. And then he was like, look, I'm not in the mood to talk right now. I'm getting out of here for now. I'll see you around. And he walks off.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I guess. So Charlie's like, well, do you want to just walk back down to the house? And I was like, yeah, I guess. So we got back down to her house. We were watching TV. And then like an hour later, Seth comes knocking on the door. Charlie answered it and was like, what do you want? And he was like, can I just talk to Amber so we can figure things out?
Did Seth call you before he came down
No,
there?
ma'am.
So he just showed up an hour later?
Yeah.
They appear to be telling the same story, so it seems like the truth, right? But it's when the detective noticed a slight inconsistency in their stories.
When you came back, did you talk to your brother or Michael about what Seth had said or that you guys had had a conversation? Did they know?
No, they didn't know what we talked about.
Okay.
Kyle asked me where I was going, and I just told him, I was like, I'm going to talk to Seth and try and figure things out.
Okay.
That's it.
And how did Kyle feel about that?
Kyle was like, I don't really think you should go down there and talk to him. You know what he's done to you and all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, but I'm tired of fighting, so I'd rather just squish everything.
Right. So you and Charlie come back to the house.
We were sitting on the couch with
Where was Seth? Oh, I'm sorry. Where was Kyle and Mike when you came back to the house?
Kyle was in the living room.
Okay.
Mike was off in his room like he always is.
Okay.
He never comes out.
So he had no idea you went to see Seth or that you came back from seeing Seth that you're aware of?
I didn't tell him.
Okay. And Kyle's in the living room. What's Kyle doing?
Kyle just sits there and watches TV like he always is.
Okay, so he's just watching TV in the living room. Mike's in the bedroom.
Let's hear the last part again from Charlie.
Mike was in his room.
Where was Kyle at?
He was in the living room.
And Mike was where?
In his room.
This is where sharp observation becomes key. Amber and Charlie claim Kyle was in the living room. But let's revisit Kyle's interrogation, where his account differs.
I come out Mike's room, and I see him, so I pick up a stick that was in the...
Why would he lie about something so seemingly trivial? As the story unfolds, you'll be stunned by how a seemingly minor detail unravels into a horrifying crime with the most disturbing details.
Me and Amber were goofing off and whatnot, and then I hear a knock at the door. It's Seth, and
So Seth comes back?
Yeah, he came to my house.
And how long was it when
It
you
was
guys...
about an hour.
So an hour after you guys
An
got
hour
home?
and a half, yeah.
So after an hour, Seth came back to your house?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened after that?
I let him in, and he sat in the chair.
You let Seth in?
Yes, I let him in because he said he wanted to talk to Amber. So I let him in, not thinking anything was wrong with it. Didn't know that Mike had beef with him or Kyle, but that's later on. And he sat down in my chair, and us girls sat on the sofa. It's a 3-seat sofa.
Okay.
She let him in. He sits in the chair. Me and her sitting by each other on the couch, and out of nowhere, Kyle just gets up and hits him.
Where was Kyle sitting when Seth came in the house?
There's a couch, The kitchen is whenever you first walk in the house,
Okay.
and then it's the living room. Their couch was up against this wall,
Okay.
and then here's another couch, and then the chair was right here, so the couch and the chair is here.
Uh-huh.
Seth was here. And Kyle was like on this end. Kyle just got up out of nowhere.
What did he say? Did he say anything to Seth?
No. Like, I didn't know that if he... Like, I didn't think anything was going to happen. I mean, because I never knew Kyle would just get out of nowhere and hit somebody like that.
What did Kyle hit him with?
I don't know what he grabbed.
Do you know where he grabbed it from?
It was on the floor.
Okay.
And, like, as soon as he got up and, like, he went towards Seth and hit him, I looked at Charlie. I was like, run.
From Amber's account, it's clear that Kyle was in the same room as Seth, a detail that Charlie corroborates as well.
Well, Kyle had beef with Seth because he had hit Amber before.
So Kyle already didn't like Seth.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I didn't
Okay.
have a good understanding of that.
Okay.
And he
So
didn't
were they
like...
arguing first before he hit him? He just...
Nope. Amber and Seth were talking, and Kyle comes out of nowhere and hits him, and me and Amber dart to my room.
Where did he hit him at?
Over the head.
And what happened? Did he fall to the ground?
He looked dead. Like, I didn't really see anything. I mean, he kind of looked like woozy, because, like, I looked back, and while me and Amber were running to my room.
And where was
And
he at?
Kyle said, get the fuck out. And he went out that way, and we hear Mike's door hit something, and Mike came out, and we heard gunshots.
Okay.
And we heard another door just fly open, and we just heard gunshot after gunshot after gunshot. And after maybe like 5 or 6 times of hearing it, it got quiet. And then you hear Kyle go, what did you just do? And then Mike went in the room and was like, if you say one word of what I did, I will have 2 more bodies.
2 young girls seemingly trapped in a tragic event, blaming the true villain, Mike Bargo. All 3 of them confirmed it. They had no part in the crime. Watch as Charlie's voice breaks, recalling the tragedy.
Okay, Mike came out, we heard gunshots, and Mike, like, he ran into my room, and he told me and Amber to shut up. If we said anything to anyone, he would kill us.
So this is after the gunshots.
Yeah.
He came back into the house.
Yeah, with the gun.
In
And
his
he was
hand?
waving it around.
What kind of gun was it?
It was a revolver.
Okay.
I mean, he's letting us, like, touch it. So our fingerprints are on it.
Okay. So he came back in your room and told you what?
He said, you guys don't tell anyone.
Michael comes into your room and says you guys cannot come out. When did you finally come out?
Kyle came back in there, like, I think because we were sitting in the bathroom for a while, just crying. And Kyle came in there.
Did you know what had happened?
No, I didn't want to think about it. I didn't know if he got him or anything. I was just sitting there and I didn't want to go out there and check.
Okay.
And just Mike came in the room and told us not to come out. And then I guess, like, after Mike did whatever, Kyle came in the room and he was like, everything's fine, Amber. He was like, you're not going to see anything, I promise.
Okay, so Kyle told you to stay in the room too?
Kyle didn't want me to go out there to see anything.
How long was it after you heard the gunshots until, I know Mike comes in pretty much right away?
Right after.
Okay, and then how long was it
it?
before Kyle comes in and says,
Maybe like 10, 20 minutes.
10, 20 minutes later he comes in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did you guys stay in there all night?
Yeah, we didn't come out of the room. The
Okay.
most we did was out.
What did you hear while you were in there? I mean, seeing
We just
things.
heard a
one
whole
thing,
bunch of stomping and like just something dropping and that stuff and just like yelling because Mike was yelling about something.
What was Mike yelling about?
Mike was like, that's what you effing get. You deserve everything you get, and just going on about it.
Do you think he was talking to Seth in hindsight now, or was he talking to Kyle?
I think he was talking to Seth because Kyle wasn't saying anything.
Okay. Then what happens? I mean, do you guys go to sleep?
Me and Charlie stayed in her room
Okay.
and we just laid there and we were just talking about how scared we were. She was like, should I go out there? And I was like, don't, because what if Mike does actually do something to you?
Okay. So when did you guys finally come out of the room?
The next morning,
Okay, about what time?
we didn't wake up till maybe 11, 12 o'clock.
The detective instructs Charlie to write down her statement, wanting to document her version of events.
Were you guys in the room after he left the last time until you were able to come out of your room?
I don't know, like, we pretty much fell asleep. Like, we tried to fall asleep. I mean,
Give me a time frame. How long you were?
I'd say a few hours.
Did you hear anything that was going on?
I heard my back door open.
Okay. What else did you hear?
Mike yelling and screaming.
What was Mike saying?
You fucking idiot. This is what you get.
Who was he saying that to?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. If you can finish that.
You want to write this down?
No, you're good. You're good. Okay, now we're to the point where Mike leaves and comes back and tells you guys to stay in the room, or he threatened you at that point. You said you heard
this twice.
Okay, you said you kept hearing the back door open and close.
I heard like the back door open and like I don't really know. Like I just heard a bunch of shit, like he was
Moving
doing
stuff
something.
around.
Yeah.
Okay, you documented that. Like you said, you heard the back door open and you heard a lot of stuff moving around or whatever.
Because I don't know who it was who was moving stuff around.
Okay. And that's what I want you. I want you to be able, whatever you're telling me, you're gonna have to be able to say this without a fact. Not you heard or you speculate. Yeah. This is all fact information, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, did you hear any voices or anything that you told
All
me?
I heard it was Mike's voice.
Okay, and what did you hear Mike saying?
This is what you can get.
Okay, if you can. Do you know who Mike was talking to? You don't? Okay, that's fine. Now, you're telling me you were unable to see anything because you were inside the room. He told you not to look out of the windows.
Yeah.
Did you look out of a window at any point? Okay.
Because we were scared.
Okay, so now we know that one of your senses, which is your visual seeing, is gone. You said you were able to hear Mike making those statements, correct? Were you able to smell anything?
I've been sick. My nose has been clogged.
Okay.
Like I'm just finally getting it back.
All right. So is that all you heard?
Yeah.
The reason the detective asks if she could smell anything remains a mystery for now, but soon it will lead to another discovery. Up to this point, Charlie and Amber have maintained consistent accounts, but Amber suddenly makes a shocking statement that completely undermines their credibility.
We just looked around and there was nothing around.
Was anything different?
Oh, it just smelled like pure bleach in the house. That's it.
Bleach has a sharp and hard-to-miss scent, one that cuts through even the worst congestion. So why did Charlie insist she didn't smell it? The thread of inconsistency has already started to unravel, so we have to go back to the one who brought it up first. 16-year-old Kyle Hooper.
All right. I got a few questions. I want to be perfectly honest with you, okay? This is how I work. I'm giving you an opportunity right now to lie to me. Okay?
Kyle is now questioned again because the detective was clever enough to catch on to his inconsistency. What he's going to tell her now will shock her.
This is your one and only last chance to correct any discrepancies you may have of the story that you told me. Okay? Want to start fresh?
No. Man, I'm scared.
Tell me what really happened.
Alright, I get off work Sunday night.
Okay.
Alright. My stepdad, James, my mom's ex.
That's your mom, Tracy Wright's ex,
Yeah.
James, right?
Yeah. He dropped me off.
He dropped
He
you
dropped
off.
me off at Charlie's.
Okay.
And me and him were talking because I just got done yelling at my mom. I was all aggravated.
For what?
Because I sold my laptop and I had paid Charlie. I sold my laptop. She was mad about it.
You sold your laptop to what? Pay Charlie like rent or whatever you owed her?
Yeah. And my mom was mad about it, and I was upset. And, I just got done yelling at her and everything, and I told her, I'm losing my family and everything. And
You told who you're losing?
my mom.
Okay.
I'm losing my family. I'm losing everything. And
What do you
Why?
gotta explain that to me. What do you mean you're losing your family?
why? Because I mean, it's like every time I turn around, there's something's going on. Something's happening.
Like what kind of stuff? Tell me.
Like I'm always arguing with my dad. My dad and I are. I mean, we weren't on talking terms until yesterday, really.
Okay.
And it's just in the last couple of weeks, I've had so much things on my mind. And I don't know.
Okay, so your dad picks you up at work.
Yeah, James picked me up.
Now James is not your biological father.
No.
Okay.
The individual mentioned here is James Havens, who is the stepfather of both Amber and Kyle, and plays a significant role in the unfolding of this story.
You were just now on speaking terms with is James?
No, that's my
Okay.
actual dad.
Okay, so your biological
The
father
one
you
my
just
mom's with now. Well, he drops me off. Alright, well, we got this kid that comes over. His name's Brandon. He plays the guitar.
Brandon
Yeah, his name's Brandon. He plays the guitar. He's got long hair. He's in a band and stuff like that.
that comes over to Charlie's house?
Yeah, he plays guitar, and well, he was out there playing guitar and stuff like that out in the front yard and everything. And then Mike, he was like getting all into it. He went in the house. I guess he was smoking some pills or whatever. And, he was.
What kind of pills were you smoking?
I'm not sure. They were white pills.
Where'd he get them?
There's no telling where he gets any of this stuff. I don't know. He don't tell me nothing about stuff like that, honestly.
Okay.
So
he's snorting some pills and so on.
And he, he's getting all hired, wired up, hyped up, and everything. And somebody brought up the name Seth, and he's like, man, I want to go on a killing spree tonight. He's like, I just want to. And he's like, you guys down? And I told him no. I told him I don't.
When he said you guys down, who's he talking to?
Like,
you and him.
Me, Amber, Charlie, Roach. Okay.
Who's Roach now?
The guy Justin Soto.
Oh, okay, so okay.
The fourth individual who lives in the same house as Charlie, Kyle, and Mike is 20-year-old Justin Soto, aka Roach. Who is this new person, and how is he connected to this? Slowly and almost effortlessly, Kyle pulls back the curtain, exposing the sinister plot and everyone entangled within it. Charlie and Amber carefully crafted their facade, two girls caught in a tragedy. Their stories align with their innocence, which in itself is very questionable. But then, Kyle drops a bombshell. What he says next will rip apart the illusion, exposing the truth they've been hiding all along.
He was like, man, because he's like, all you gotta do is find him, get him on the way down here, and everything like that. And he didn't want Amber to call him off of the phone or text him. He didn't want nothing to have her or Charlie to have nothing to do with it. Well, Amber decided, and she agreed to it. And I don't know. I went along with it, whatever.
Now the cat's out of the bag. Amber isn't the person she's been pretending to be. When Mike talked about killing Seth, she didn't hesitate to volunteer to lure him into the house. But why? The answer lies in their dating history. Seth broke up with Amber after discovering she was cheating on him with Mike. Unable to handle the rejection, Amber's obsession turned into revenge. Fueled by this anger, she set up a deadly stage, with Mike acting as her puppet.
I didn't think he was gonna do it.
So what did Mike tell Amber to do?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I was on the side of the house, but I come back and she's talking about meeting him up over at Beverly Hills Estates, whatever, and I'm walking him back down to the house. Oh my God, man. And he come, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mike was talking about it. He's like, listen. He's like, I'll do it. And believe it or not, Amber wanted it done. Amber don't want nothing to do with him. Amber wanted him dead and gone. He deserved it. He really did.
So there was the talk about you wanted him dead and Mike agreed to do it for you?
This was a while back, but this was in the same day, and I wanted him dead, but I didn't want to do it, and I didn't want nothing to happen over at Charlie's house. I said, you can do it on your own, basically.
How long ago did that conversation take place before Sunday?
Probably about after that fight over in my front yard, in the front of my yard, a couple days after that.
So you're talking about Friday?
No, this was like like a month or so before this.
So a month or so before this, you and Amber and Mike are talking about killing Seth.
No.
Okay.
No. I wanted him dead, but I didn't want to do it, and I didn't want nothing to be a part of it. I didn't want nothing.
And Mike said he would do it.
But Mike said he would do it.
So you talked to Mike
he kept on saying, man, I'll take the blame for it. I'll take the blame for everything. I'll do it. I'll do everything. I'll take the blame if the cops ask you, if anything. I'll take the blame. I have nothing to lose. And I was like, I still don't want nothing part of it. And now we're going back on the day that I got off work.
Back on Sunday.
You know, we're going back on that day now.
Okay.
And he's like, all right. I told him, all right, it's whatever, man. I
So he
can't-
says, I feel like going on a killing spree.
And I tell him it's whatever. And Amber agreed to it. Everybody was agreeing to it.
So did Soto agree?
Huh?
Soto? Roach?
Everybody agreed.
He
Like I
agreed?
said, everybody agreed.
Amber agreed?
Mm-hmm. And Jay,
Charlie agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Mike said he would do it and you agreed. So there's 5 people.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
God, man.
It's okay, you're doing fine, bro. You're doing okay.
And
Charlie, Amber, Justin, Kyle, and Mike were all accomplices, and the road they chose to walk on will soon lead them to their doom.
So what did you guys agree to do? What was the
okay,
plan?
well, I walked onto the side of the house. Amber wanted to talk Mike wanted to talk to Amber or whatever. And then all of a sudden, Amber got on the phone with Seth. He's like, it's better to call than text because they can trace back text. And I was like, and I guess Amber agreed to it or whatever.
Whose phone did Amber use to call?
I think she used her phone.
Okay. So she called Seth.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
And we walk up there to Beverly Hills State. Well, this was later on, like a few hours later. Everything was agreed, everything.
So wait a second now. Hold on, because you gotta take me through it slow, because I have to be able to explain it too. So you guys are all there at the house. You decide that tonight's the night Seth dies. Basically? Okay. And the deal was that Mike would be the one that kills him? Or were you supposed to kill him and Mike was going to take the blame?
Mike was supposed to do everything.
Mike's supposed to do everything. And Amber was just supposed to lure him to the house?
Basically.
Okay. What you say basically, what was Amber's role? What was she supposed to do?
Just to get him to the house. That was it. Just to get him to the house.
So Amber calls him.
And Amber calls.
Okay.
And then...
Then what happens?
All of a sudden, Seth goes, okay, I'm gonna leave Brittany. I don't even know who Brittany is, but he's like, I'm gonna leave Brittany and I'm walking by myself. I'm almost halfway from Beverly Hills Estates. Well, Charlie and Amber, they walk up there to go meet him.
Okay.
And Mike's sitting here talking to me about it. He's like, what's wrong, man? I was like, man, I don't want to do this. I'm nervous, man. I don't want nothing to do with this. And he's like, he don't deserve to be here. He hit your sister. Think about everything he's done. Threatened to burn your house, everything. It just kind of kept on getting to me. And I kept on thinking about everything. I kept on getting angry. And then it was supposed to be planned that when he come in the house, Roach was supposed to be sitting on the couch. He was supposed to sit next to him. And Roach had a stick. I had a stick. And Mike was supposed to shoot him. Well, when Seth sat down, Mike was, the key word or whatever was supposed to be, Roach was supposed to say, "F it," and hit him with the stick. And we were supposed to come out the room, and I was gonna hit him. I was gonna hit him, and he wanted him knocked out. Mike wanted him knocked out, but it didn't work that way. Nothing went as planned. Nothing. Seth come in. Me and Mike were in the room.
You and Mike were in Mike's room?
Yeah, we were in his room.
Okay.
And supposedly Amber and Charlie told said that nobody was at the house. And when they found Roach in the living room on the couch, he kind of, I guess they told me Seth kind of backed up and was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then I guess they were Charlie was making some lie. And I thought you were supposed to text before you come here or something like that. Are you ready? I said, man, I don't know. Give me a second to think about this. He said, dude, think about it, man. He puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like, think about it. Do it. Look at everything he's done to you. He told you he was going to f your girl, and he was doing it. And it just kept on getting to me. And I was like, whatever. And Mike opened the door. I come out. I hit him over the stick, the head.
Where was Seth when you hit him?
He was in the chair.
Okay.
And I hit him over the head with the stick, and it broke 3 times on him.
What was the stick?
It was, like I said,
Frame of a door.
Basically what it looked like. It, nothing to hurt him. And
how are you gonna knock him out?
Roach was supposed to hit him with the bigger stick.
So Soto had a bigger stick.
Yeah.
When you say Roach, you're talking about Justin.
Yeah, Justin. That's what I'm really known by.
Roach. Okay.
Their plan was simple. Amber would text Seth, lure him to the house, and the rest would fall into place. But things veered slightly off course when Seth's mother called, telling him to come home. Despite this, Seth eventually made his way to the house, where Mike had already orchestrated everything. Kyle, Justin, and he would take Seth down, and they did so in the most brutal way imaginable.
And I want him knocked out, and I want him to wake up and know that I'm going to kill him. That's what it was. But it didn't happen like that. I hit him, and he stood up. And when I broke it over his head 3 times, he stood up. And then Roach come in, and then he hit him with his stick, and then he was trying to go through the kitchen, and Mike shot him in the back twice with a gun.
Okay.
And then he was still trying to go out the front door, and Mike just kept on shooting him. I kept on telling Mike, I was like, stop it, let him go. And he just kept on shooting him. And he goes out the house, and Roach grabs him like this and set on the ground and has him choked. And I don't know what he did to his knee, but he kind of messed up his knee, and Roach rolled over.
Who messed up his knee?
Roach,
okay.
Soto. And he rolled over, and Mike come up and shot him in the head, and that's when it was over.
So he was shot outside the house?
In the house and outside.
Okay.
And, oh my God, man. And it comes back into, and then I was like, Mike's like, man, grab him, you gotta grab him, Kyle. We can't have nobody, we gotta grab him. And I was scared, I was freaking out, and I'm like, okay. And I grabbed him, and I pulled him up the stairs. And
grabbed who?
Seth. I started pulling him up the stairs.
Was Seth still alive?
Partially, yeah.
He was still breathing at that time.
He was partially still alive, but he was gonna die.
Okay.
Already.
Where did Michael shoot him in the head?
I think in the back of the head. I think he shot him right in the back of the head.
Who was Soto? Was right the one closest?
Pretty much, yeah. He shot him in the back of the head.
Okay.
And
so you drag him back in the house?
And then Mike helped me, and then they put him in the bath. And then
who put him in the bathtub?
Roach come in, and he helped put him in the bathtub.
Okay.
And Mike put him in the bathtub, and I kept on running out the house, man. I didn't know what I was thinking. I didn't know anything. I was freaking out. I was scared, man.
Mm-hmm. Where are the girls at while this is all going?
They went into the room.
Okay.
Right after I hit him with the stick, they ran into the room.
Okay.
And
so they didn't see him get shot?
No, they didn't. No. That happened. And then I come in, and then Mike's wanting to break it. I come in, and Mike's trying to break his kneecaps to put
is
him
he
in
dead at this point, or is he still?
He's completely dead.
How do you know that?
Why? Because Mike kept on shooting him in the bathtub too. I heard it outside. Because the girls ran out the back door and went out front.
Shooting him in the bathtub.
Yeah, he did. That's why I said he went because he had it's a revolver, 22
Right.
revolver,
Mm-hmm.
and he had 2 cylinders. And he had one for his magnums and one for his shorts, or whatever. And he put both of the cylinders in there. He put one and he laid, and that's what he shot him with the first time. And then when he was in the bathtub, Mike kept on getting all psycho and pissed and kept on punching him and shooting him. And I had to grab him like this to pull him back, and I told him to stop. I said, listen, you need to stop right now. And he's like, you're right. And I let him go.
The details are gut-wrenching. These heinous acts were carried out by mere teenagers. Mike Bargo, in particular, displayed some chilling psychopathic traits, enough to make anyone shudder. But what he did next to Seth's body was even more sickening.
Then they put the body into the, and then that's when I walked out, and then I was coming back in, and that's when Mike had his leg pulled out like this with some in his hand, some hard, trying to break his kneecap.
What would he have in his hand?
I don't. It looked like it was wooden, kind of. I really don't know what it was. Kind of rounded, but he was trying to break his kneecap with it, and eventually he did, and he put his legs behind his back,
Mm-hmm.
and then he hog tied him, and then he put him in the bag.
In what bag?
Like I said, that
Sleeping bag.
sleeping bag.
Okay, then what do you do?
Okay, and then
Where's
then he
Seth
started.
at now?
And Seth, he's in the bag.
Where's the bag at?
Everything got burned. Everything got through into that rock cord.
Okay.
No, I don't know how we got there. I don't know any of that.
Now, hold on,
honestly.
back up. So you guys put him in a sleeping bag.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you use to start the fire out back? This is not my first burn body case, so.
Yeah, I know. He before all of it started happening, he was sitting there plotting and planning, and he said, I need these coals really, really hot. So he just started grabbing branches and everything, and he started throwing it into the fire.
Who else helped him get branches to throw in? You and who?
I helped them, Roach helped them, that was basically it.
The girls?
No, they were in the house.
So you guys got this real hot fire pit going.
And then we got it starting to go, right? Well, we had these 2 tires. The tires, now the rubber was supposed to, I guess what Mike said was supposed to overdo the smell of the burnt body, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Where'd you get the tires?
the tires were already in the front yard. They come off of some car or something. I was still in the house cleaning.
Look at me when you're talking to me, because you always keep.
I know.
You never want to look me in the eye. You want to look right here all the time.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm right here. I'm not over here.
I know. I'm sorry.
We've come this far.
You know. Everything I'm telling you is the dead honest truth right
Okay.
now at this point.
Don't let it change.
No, it's not.
Because as soon as it changes, I'm getting up, walking out of here.
I know. No, it's not. It's
Okay.
not gonna change.
All right, so you guys do what with him now?
Okay.
He's in the bag.
Okay, now he's in the bag, and Soto and Mike, they carry him out the house. I'm still in there cleaning everything up. I'm looking at you.
Okay.
And I'm still cleaning everything up. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And and then I come out there, and then Roach was telling me something about the shovel. Like I guess he hit him over the head with a shovel or something, because he was still, like, Mike's psycho. He's crazy. The guy's completely dead, and he's still hitting him. I mean, this.
So Mike hit him over there with a shovel, or did Roach hit him?
No,
with a shovel?
Mike did. Mike kept on doing it, and then Roach showed me like a little bit of the.
Where's that shovel?
I can't tell you. I really don't know where that's at. Honestly, I don't. It's somewhere in the backyard.
Okay.
I don't know. But that's somewhere. And I come out, and basically we sit up almost all night long trying to burn this body.
It's not an easy task, is it? Looks like it's a whole lot easier on TV, isn't it?
Mike didn't just carry out the plan. He also devised a disturbingly calculated way to dispose of Seth's body. He stacked tires on it and set it on fire, hoping to mask the smell, a horror almost beyond comprehension. Meanwhile, Kyle's regret becomes evident in the way he avoids looking the detective in the eyes, haunted by the role he played. The interrogation wraps up with the detective piecing together how Mike moved Seth's dismembered remains from the burn barrel to Gander Mountain Quarry. But soon, a critical clue surfaces during the interrogation of James Havens, Amber and Kyle's stepfather. It turns out he had helped Mike dispose of the remains in the waters of Gander Mountain Quarry. With Kyle's confession, everything came to light, and all the perpetrators were brought into the same room. Watch how they react after hearing of their impending doom.
Juvenile and juvenile, correct? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
You two are under 18 and you're 18. You're all going to be booked with first-degree premeditated murder. You two will go to the Juvenile Assessment Center. You will go to the Marion County Jail. Okay? Take a deep breath. You'll have no bond. You won't be getting out.
How many years?
Oh, honey, this is not... Listen to me. Everybody just take a deep breath.
Like, well, since we really didn't do anything.
No. See, but you did. First of all, let's get over that hump right now, okay? That we really didn't do anything because everybody's complicit here. A person died. A person was murdered, okay? We all knew about it. We all planned it. We were all involved in getting it done. So let's hop that hurdle first, okay? Let's man up to the fact that, damn it, this was a pretty heinous crime and we all had something to do with it. Now we got to deal with what will happen to us from that, okay?
Yeah, well, it was like the fact, like, I know I was scared because Mike had a gun and I was
you know what?
scared.
Stop it. Do you think we haven't been listening to everything you guys have been saying in here? Are you that stupid, really?
I know.
And just stop. Because I don't even, lying to me just makes me just, ugh, I hate it.
I wasn't lying.
Oh yeah, you were. You lied about a few things. But anyway, that's what's gonna happen. It is one step at a time. Remember to breathe. That's how we get through stuff like this, okay? But you know what? I will say, you, sir, I have a lot of admiration for because at least you told the truth. Okay? And you told these guys that anything they say best well be the truth and nothing but the truth, which is a very smart thing to tell them. You guys made some bad decisions. Very bad decisions. And I know, looking at y'all, now that when you look back on those decisions, you can admit they were very bad decisions, okay?
Yes,
but now we're all going to man up to the fact that we made some bad decisions, okay? And we're going to take this one thing at a time. Today you'll be booked, okay? You'll be booked into the jail. You'll be formally charged. However, this is not your guilty phase and sentencing phase. You still have a trial to look forward to and all that good stuff, okay? So when you leave here today, I can't tell you, yeah, well, you're going away 25 to life or something like that. That's not what this is about, okay? We established here today that there was a plan to murder someone. We established who was involved in that plan. We've established that the plan did take place and that we do have somebody that's been murdered. That's what we established today, okay?
What? Did you say, why did you lie?
The shock on their faces when they hear they're going to jail is almost surreal. No remorse, not a trace of guilt. Even now, their only concern is themselves. They were all in on this. Mike Bargo took the lead, but Amber's role was undeniable. Her manipulation wasn't just confined to lies. In the end, she didn't need to pull the trigger. Her web of deceit ensured that others would do it for her. She later helped Charlie scrub the house clean with bleach, erasing every last trace of what they'd done. It's chilling to think how carefully they planned it. And yet, here they are, sitting in the interrogation room, crying as if they're the victims. The nerve of it is almost unbearable. What did they really think was going to happen? But a crucial piece is still missing. Mike Bargo. He's absent from the interrogation room. not because the detectives overlooked him, but because he ensured they'd never get anything out of him. From the outset, he demanded an attorney, shutting down any attempt to question him.
No, it's in
No, not there. Yo, like, I get these off though, like, they're really killing my wrist.
I'm not gonna have any problems with you in here.
I'm not gonna fight. I'm not. If I was gonna run, I would have ran already. I got a hole in that hand, and as you can tell.
Okay. I'm Detective Luke from the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Okay? I think you know why I'm here to talk to you. Okay? Before we talk or anything, I have to advise you of your rights. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you calm?
I'm trying to turn myself in tonight.
You read and write the English language?
Yes, sir.
And you understand me well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look at me for a second. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're not hurt or anything besides these little bruises?
I got a hole in my hand, 4 broken fingers, cuts all the way down. Look at this knee. I got one knee bigger than the other because that one's out of place right now.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about all that in just a second, okay? All right. I need you to hold your head up so you can talk to me. I don't need you resting. I want you to make sure you clearly understand everything I'm about to tell you, okay? And can you sit up for me in the chair? You have the right to remain silent. Can you look at me? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You understand me so far? I need a verbal yes or no from you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questions if you wish. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? I'm sorry. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to, it says us here, but I'm saying me. Do you wish to talk to me now?
I'd like to give him one phone call because I need to get over somebody. I need to call my lawyer.
You want to talk to a lawyer? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, I'll talk to you, but I want to call my dad. I want to call my dad.
Hold on a second. You just said you want to talk to a lawyer. Did you want I talk to a lawyer or do you want to talk to me? I want to clarify that first.
I want to talk to a lawyer.
Okay. Stand up.
Is there any way I can go get some help though for this shit?
Yes, sir.
Like, I mean bad. Like, I'm hurting bad right now.
Okay.
And
The next question I'm going to ask you, are you willing to come back to Marion County with me voluntarily, or do you want to be booked here to Broward County's jail?
I'll come back with you.
I'm sorry.
I'll come with you to Marion County.
Okay. All right.
I got a question on what's going on. I have no idea. What the hell is going on?
I think you clearly know. I can't talk to you about anything. You've already requested your attorney. You lost that opportunity to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
So where am I going from here?
You're going to go right inside this jail, inside this holding cell until I get finished talking to some more people.
All right. And then am I going to Marion County?
Yes, sir.
All right.
By demanding an attorney, he played his cards very carefully. After dumping Seth's remains, Mike went on the run. With James Haven's help, detectives eventually tracked him down to his so-called girlfriend's house. Despite his attempts to escape his fate, he was immediately arrested and taken into custody. In 2012, Amber Wright, Kyle Hooper, Mike Bargo, Justin Soto, and Charlie Eli were all charged with murder. Amber, Justin, and Kyle each received life sentences for their roles in the crime. Mike Bargo, the orchestrator of the brutality, was sentenced to death. James Havens, Amber and Kyle's stepfather, was sentenced to 30 years for his role as an accessory to the murder. Charlie Eli, however, received a 9-year sentence. In a surprising turn of events, the prominent lawyer Jose Baez took on her case and managed to get her released from prison in 2020. Since then, Charlie has reinvented herself and is now active on OnlyFans. Seath Jackson was a young man with dreams of joining the UFC and building a better life. Despite the horrific events, he was never abusive towards Amber Wright and was known for his kindness.
So you were deliberately having with a guy that you knew he hated just to aggravate him?
I mean, yeah.
I want to kill them. I want to torture them. All of them.
His life was brutally taken in an act of betrayal, but he should be remembered for who he truly was, a victim deserving of justice and remembrance, full of promise and potential. As we conclude, some unsettling questions remain. If these teenagers had lived under adult supervision, could this tragedy have been avoided? How much of their actions were shaped by their environment? Could responsible adults have changed their decisions? Seath Jackson's story is a haunting reminder of how quickly life can spiral out of control, and how deeply actions affect everyone involved. As we reflect on this case, ask yourself, what if you were in their shoes? Could you have foreseen the darkness that led to this tragic end? Let us know in the comment section below how you feel about this tragic story, and if there are any other cases you'd like us to cover. For more gripping content like this, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Real Crime Psychology.